This conference will now be recorded.
Test, 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 test.
Mr. Chair?
We can hear you.
Yeah, we're ready.
We can hear you guys now.
Audio through the phone, so hopefully it won't be too disruptive, but at least it'll allow us to communicate.
Thank you. If you have any questions, please let me know. Thank you. Moving on to the next item, number 6, auto hangers presentation.
Perfect. So the reason we took the pause is so I could get Cayman on the line with us with auto hangers. I did go out to Moab a couple weeks ago, and he does have permanent hanger garages there, auto hangers there. So I wanted to just kind of see, I know some of the things we talked about were the aesthetics. Were they traditional permanent? Were they not permanent? And so I've had further conversation with Cayman since then. The ones at Moab do aesthetically match the airport itself. They are metal all the way around with metal roll-up type garages. They're on permanent slabs with electrical option, but Cayman says there's some other options for us if that's not the route we decide to go. So with that, I'll go ahead and hand it over to you, Cayman.
Awesome. Thank you guys. Appreciate your time. I put together some renderings that I believe are on the next slide to kind of show what we'd be looking to do. But one option that we've been playing around with is our portable garages. And so these don't show them, but they are individual garages that would be pushed together with a single slope roof. The ends would be either stuccoed and stone, or whatever will be needed to match the other buildings in the area, or whatever you guys would be asking for. And the nice thing about them is they could be moved. So if there's parking that needed to go in our location, rather than deconstructing a metal building and tearing up a slab, these could be simply moved to another suitable location. That did happen in Moab, where they did need to deconstruct the building and move the building. And so this is an option, and we'd almost prefer to have the portable garages, so that wouldn't be an issue down the road.
And Cayman, when we spoke, you said you were interested in starting with 12, just to see how this will work with us and how well they're utilized here. When I was in Moab, I did understand that they have, how many units do you have in Moab?
In Moab, there's about 30 right now. Then in Steamboat Springs and in Hayden, Colorado, we have 54. Then this has been done at about a dozen other airports as well: Montana, Colorado, Utah. And so we'd be looking to bring this here.
And there's a waiting list, is that correct, on most of your units?
Yes, ma'am. And in Colorado, we just built 54, and we're leasing them up really quick. We're about at 50 out of the 54, and those opened in January.
And this would be a straight land lease for us. And we did discuss concession option, but it doesn't appear that that's the standard of what he's done. And because they're portable, not requiring anything of us, we went ahead and discussed just doing a straight land lease.
Are there any questions you guys have for me, or anything that I need to explain on how this works and how we go to market and so on?
An additional question I asked came in was, would it provide any employment opportunities? Obviously, there's going to be maintenance on the grounds and the facility itself. With 12 to 15 units, it's a part-time job. So if you figure that out with, you said 54 units in Hayden, I do believe you've got 2 full-time employees or 1?
We have 1 full-time employee right now in Hayden.
Commissioners, comments, questions?
Great idea. You just lease these to the general public for $200 a month. The city gets 50 and they get 150. Is that what you're looking at for outside?
It's just a straight land lease for us, so there's no concession for it as far as the city goes. What it does offer is anybody who has crew cars here, oil fields, Letsy, anybody, they'll be able to put their vehicles in this. Cayman has family in Ruidoso, and that's actually who encouraged him to reach out to us regarding our air center, because there's a lot of people that come down from Ruidoso and leave their vehicles and don't necessarily want to leave them open in the element. There were 2 locations cited. One would be in front of the New Mexico Department of Transportation, Building 42, on the dirt parcel there. That's the prime location that Cayman's looking at, and is his preference. The other proposed location I gave him is over near Aflight, so that the general aviation will be able to utilize those as well.
I think it's a great idea. And will the city be required to do any grading type of similar for project?
Cayman, you and I discussed any type of grading work, and it's your understanding, I'm hoping that I was clear that that would be on you.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we'll have to make sure drainage is appropriate.
Commissioners, any other questions?
What kind of timetable would you like to see?
Cayman, what type of timetable are you looking at?
We could be ready as soon as this fall or winter.
The size of the unit, take a full-size truck or what?
The unit size you gave me, I believe they're 11 by, what are the
It'll fit
measurements?
up to a 3/4 ton truck with a long bed.
Crew cab.
Crew cab, yes, sir.
That's just having the picture up there. Got a 4-door there. Forward. So it's 11 feet by that.
We'll have to stay inside shops. That was halfway in front. That's what it's supposed to Okay, moving on.
11 feet by what was the size of the inside?
What is the exact measurement, Cayman?
It's 12 by 22 feet deep. Then the door height's 9.
Okay, Commissioners, anything else? No, it's wonderful.
I guess you've already negotiated a rental price.
We haven't talked about any of that yet, so I wanted you to opine a little bit on it before I continued, and then I'll bring it back to you when I have a plan.
Encourage her to visit that with us.
And on action item for us, so we do encourage you to bring it back to the.
All right, perfect. Cayman, I'll get with you, and we'll work out more details, and then we'll be ready to present to the commission in the future.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, lights and electricity for a charge.
Circle? That'd be nice.
That'll make them more permanent if we go with adding electricity to them, and then utilities will be required.
And check over across from.
Yeah, sure, New Mexico DOT, right across the road.
There ought to be lights, somebody just sort of that's the lots. You really have lights and a camera around the damn thing. Stop that.
Got that.
Yeah.
Negotiation. Yep.
Thank you, Cayman.
Thank you, guys. Appreciate it.
All right, great. Thank you, gentlemen, ladies. Okay, moving on. Item 7, the operations, air center operations report.
Okay, next slide. Our passenger entertainment here. April are 4268. I'm trying to see, that's a little down from, that is a total, right? Phoenix, Dallas. 40, 4645 is the total. For April 22, okay. So
I
we,
can't, yeah, the Phoenix one,
Yeah.
the blues, looks like 307.
It's up. Green is from last year.
okay,
So blue is this year?
For the month.
for the
Yeah.
month.
And
Then
then,
what we are down from last year.
Phoenix flight is, number is what, was that a 1-3?
Yeah.
2-3?
1323.
1-3-2, 1-3-7-3?
We gotta make those no. And so the total, okay, so the total this year, then we are at 4645 from last year's 4268.
We're up, sorry, we're up this year.
Jennifer, the Phoenix flight, is it May or was that?
The next slide is the airport operations. We are, for the month of April, we are at, from last year, 22, our total is 2522. Parking, we are down 230 aircraft from last year's 297.
That's the April number.
So 30.
You don't have May's numbers in?
Now, I need to work with my, so we can have current invited to,
Gotcha. So you're waiting for them.
I'm, yeah, fine. I just need to. Next one.
Question.
Back.
Any, what you consider abandoned aircraft, no one claims, or no one's paying for?
Just one last week, but we have one.
Or
That we are going to,
you only have one?
We have one.
Pretty good.
We did a complete inventory, 2 months ago, and, after, comparing the aircraft parking reports that come in, we only had one tail number that the plane still exists out there, but, it's not housed under an MRO.
Or there's nobody paying for it?
We're working with,
Wow, that's pretty good. Just have one. Is it Indiana?
yeah. You know who it is?
No, I don't. Tell me what tail number it is. I might. That's fine.
okay,
That's not bad. That's good. That's good oversight.
so we just started this chart last month. Our revenue for April is $6,883,625. Our expenses were down $2,669,084. And our net income is at $9,553,479.
For the month? I need to build a hangar with that. Pretty good. Good.
Got some reports. My reports are, we opened bids on the AIP grant so far, so they declined. They will be going to council for approval on Thursday night. We had one bidder for thermoplastic, and that was Maxwell and Salt Lake City. Her bid was $758,800. That'll be funded through the FAA.
On council, right?
It is on council, yes. We do have an ELD project, the FAA has that going on. They anticipated doing some trenching underneath the South Hammer yesterday and today, but apparently they don't have a trencher. So that's being, hopefully the next week or so, they'll be able to do that and trench across, 3-5, like the line. We are mandated to get a TSA emergency security exercise conducted for agreement with them. And we have held one meeting, we have a meeting scheduled next week, discuss our scenario, get our players involved for the day. So that'll be a pretty large exercise. So we will not include the hospitals on there, but it'll include all the animals, airlines, everybody.
How long?
That is required under our settlement agreement. So I believe it's every 2 years, 3 years.
We do it give up on. Well,
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
The off years, in between the 3 years, it's 2 big times.
Our FAA inspection, we did have that. It came out looking really good. Those just all the corrections were completed while he was on site. The one that he gave us till the end of June was we had a lift under one of our signs last week, and we just had to fill that in with some millings that we have on the storage, and so that's already corrected, and I think it's inspection already. So we did really well on the inspection. Very surprised how well things have changed since these things.
Oh, that's what you're good at.
We gave credit. Our things and then our state appropriations, I just wanted to let you know the funding that we that was given to the Mexico Department of Transportation. The projects that we have submitted were a new airport sweeper, the BLM fighting the taxiway, the run-up area, the blast fence area, maintenance for that, runway 321, remarking and rubber removal, taxiway trolley rehabilitation, and the taxiway mill, which is the private taxiway that we would get there to go into that.
That doesn't preclude tender from operating like that you discussed.
We will have to do some maintenance one way or the other, but if they will fund it. So there is a total of $14 million that I had to use.
How often do you audit yourself on, put yourself on it? On auditing yourself? Yeah, self-auditing, not FAA, self-auditing. You do quarterly, biannual,
Periodically.
periodic?
Our daily 139 inspections are audited weekly by Omar. So whatever paperwork is coming in, he audits them every week.
Okay, I just was curious if you guys did a self-audit like the FAA was gonna come, your own self-audit.
We go out every now and then, check the lights.
So-
As it came up, signs get dirty, then so you gotta get in there and.
So you have no formal self-auditing program?
No.
Okay.
And that's the end of my report.
Okay. Moving on. Number 8, update on South Carolina.
Okay, well, we're still waiting on the South Hampton to be repaired, because of the FAA BLD project going forward underneath Southampton. So once that is completed, I've asked for those funds to be carried over to next year's budget. They're already holding purchase orders, to get that. So think this is the last project since I came in, that's not, yeah. And we would have, but we had delays with the Navy, shut down, so we delayed that, and then the, FAA came in with their project, keeping that through, that's gonna happen. Had to delay that. Constructors in the contractor. There's in our parking lot right now. So that may be a while before they can get employees to do that, but it's not gonna be, but maybe a week. Take care of that stuff.
Anything else? Issues? Questions, comments? Very good. Thank you, Ken. Number 9, update on passenger parking project phase 1.
All right. So the project is 16% complete as of May 28th, 2023, from the report we received from the FAA reporting. So you can kind of see where they're looking or where they're working. Yes. So everything's been going fairly smooth. They do give us in that report percentages of delays due to weather and that sort of thing. There weren't too many, but we are getting a little rainy now, so it's causing them a little bit of delay. But otherwise, the transition for the passengers has gone pretty smoothly. I don't think we've had too much complaint, other they have to walk a little bit further, but so far everybody has managed the inconvenience very well.
What's the estimate?
The initial estimation from constructors was sometime in August. I would anticipate that we're close to that, but maybe a little into September.
Comments? Commissioners? Okay, so we're going to skip number 10. I'm going to go to number 11, security update. Don.
All right, good afternoon. SARS has to come in and give us a security update on the rules and regulations that we're working on. And so we got to use new documents in that period. We need to go back and look at the old documents. So currently, there's a document that was done in November 20, which was about 16 pages of rules and requirements for everybody operating on the airport. What I came to find out is that it's woefully inadequate to what we need out here in Boston. The other thing that was contained in that document is we looked at the section for security, which was section number 7. It essentially says look at the ASP. The problem with that mentality is that when you go look at the ASP, it's an SSI document, which means I can't share it with the tenant. So we're in this circle of I'm going to hold you accountable to something, but I can't tell you what that is. So the document you have in front of you, which is the now I believe 38 to 39 pages of the rules and regulations draft document that I presented with has gone forward to the legal committee. It's been presented there so that they can take a look at it. I was asked to give you a copy of it. Once again, it is in draft. There is going to be some more verbiage added to it from the legalese side. But some of the things that it does for us as the airport as a whole, is now it becomes a progressive enforcement type procedure, as well as stipulates what the appeal process is, and also gives you what are the driving rules out on the airport. So everybody on the airport using non-SSI information. Hopefully, my plan is in the future, this will be posted on our website so that anybody and everybody can have access to it. We will be sometime in the last 3rd or 4th week of July having a security committee meeting. So this will be presented to all the signatories on the airport so they can have a copy of it and then get it back to their shops. And once again, maybe if I can get an airplane and I'll be fluttered out of there. As long as we can push it out there from the airport, that is my goal. So everybody can understand these are now rules and requirements.
So I just want to comment a little bit. So we're going to be doing something moderately new to the city of Roswell with that language that I'm still working on with a couple of outside lawyers. We're going to take a page from Homeland Security Customs Playbook, which is to have a concurrent criminal and administrative enforcement apparatus. So if somebody's going 15 miles an hour instead of 10 out there, I really don't think we can go to court. That in mind, there's going to be an internal process that will be handled in 2 steps. So the first will be the security officer may do the equivalent of writing a ticket. The ticket's going to outline what you've done wrong and penalty. It will be appealable to the director. The director will then make a determination as to whether to enforce, not enforce, or to diminish whatever is recommended. If they disagree with that, that will then be appealable to district court like any other administrative procedure for any other government agency. On the criminal side, anything that is a willful or knowing violation of the rules will be labeled as a petty misdemeanor for the purposes of enforcement, and that right will be retained by my office. So the airport will have they'll have a say in so much as they've been a victim of some crime against their rules or violations, but it is completely separated and walled up process as to avoid an investigatory issue process. For those of you who are curious, federal government, at least since 1938 or so, has had a dual administrative and criminal proceeding process for the exact same set of facts. So we're not breaking any ground. Larger municipalities do this. This is something that Roswell just hasn't opted into. Like I said, we're gonna, for the criminal side, I'm not a big fan of like speeding ticket crimes, like that. Not that I'm guilty of it. The idea being knowing, willful, we're gonna put a very high burden, not burden of proof, but what we call mental culpability or the mens rea in Latin is gonna be high on the do you have a for example? For example? Yeah, just, where somebody breaks onto the airport facility. Okay. Yeah, if somebody trespasses, I'm gonna put them in jail, or at least ask the judge. I see what you're saying. I'm just saying, but by contrast, yeah, if somebody is, if a guy is texting on his phone out there, I don't think jail is really the remedy. I think internal administrative procedures are more than adequate for that. Lack of a challenge, I don't think that the city attorney's office is the one regulating that. If you're not doing your challenges, pretty simple when the rules laid out, you run the risk of losing your badge. And the badge is a matter of law, is a privilege anyway, so we're not going to have it. We might have to cross the challenge. You never know who wants to go to court over what. But like I said, having a badge in an airport and under federal law is the same as being in the country we say is a non-resident danger. A privilege, not a right. You can be summarily removed. Pretty much any reason. Fake badges. Oh, yeah. You'll get charged by the feds, but I'm going to go for my full 90 jurisdiction on that one. No question. Well, no, I just, I'm just curious about what you were looking at. Yeah, so we're going to be looking at trespass and anything that will genuinely, well, I shouldn't say, all of these are genuine safety concerns, but I'm talking like real threatening that will give me trouble. So like homeless people living in your planes or something like that. Yeah, no. If it's that one airplane that doesn't have an owner, we might sell it to Albuquerque for their newest homeless. No. Remember the guy that was living in the 7-2 out there? Years ago. I was gone. Wasn't yours? There was literally that. Yeah, no. I probably charge him with trespass and hope that disappears. Yeah. I have a question. How many times have we had a general aviation plane land on the runway, maybe blows a tire and gets disabled on the runway? How would the city help the guy get off the runway?
The SBO is allowed.
They know that?
Yeah. They know. Okay. Yeah. But we're not allowed.
Hopefully that's a rare occurrence, but it happens.
To pull them back. The SBO is.
The operator should know to get off the active runway regardless. Yeah. Don't put tax out there anymore, John. John, I know you find it better. Yeah. And so as you'll see, this is going to be, it's a working document still, but because of the timeline set by PSA, we're going to push it through. So if you guys have comments, please send them. But enforcement is still subjected to the enforcer, right? Oh, there's still a dual justice system. No, there's an administrative. I guess there's a civil penalty component which could be badge loss up to from 1 day to indefinite. Sure. And up to $500, and then there's a 90-day jail, $500 fine possible. Not to mention whatever federal laws apply.
Right. No, I think that's the way it should be.
And like, the violations are pretty clear. Don't speed, please don't smoke by the jet fuel.
I thought it was you couldn't smoke within 12 hours of being around the jet fuel.
No, but,
That's drink.
no giving your service animal drinking within 12 hours of morning.
Okay, thank you very much. Anything else?
And like, the one thing that you must, this does clarify, I mean, generally speaking, your Fourth Amendment rights really decrease the second you set on the airport footprint. So that does,
Yeah. Well, yeah, like I said, it is a privilege.
yeah, and so that is made more clear in this, although this is not Roswell conveying more rights. Or that's not what we're attempting. Yeah. Just leave the minimal rights. I mean. Yeah.
All right, thank you. Any other comments, questions? Don, do you have any concerns? No, I appreciate it. Thank you. Move on to item 12. So that's online infrastructure update.
So we thought it would be helpful to go ahead and give an actual map of where that new water line was put in, so you can see where it ends. And it actually does end out at building 1166. It does come all the way around the backside of 91, across kind of the shipping gate area, along the perimeter of fence, and then back in towards 1166. So that project, it's a 14-inch water line that was put in. Louis gave me these details that the project is 99% complete. Basically, they're looking for water quality testing and the final cleanup. The rain has slowed the cleanup process, but should be done this week. So there's some dirt running across the roads out here, and so that'll be the final part of getting that job completed. But that's where we're at on the water line.
Questions? Commissioners? Thank you. Water line. Finally, thank you. 13, update on terminal signage and branding.
Perfect. So the last piece of our terminal upgrades on our branding and our signage was the selfie wall that was put in. The 3-dimensional UFO was added over the weekend. There are lights on it. I've been very pleased with the amount of people that have been taking pictures. We rearranged the furniture so that we drive people by there, but give enough space for people to pause and be able to take their pictures. But it has definitely been a discussion piece, and there's been a lot of action at that wall since it went up even before the UFO. But it's definitely, it wound up turning out really, really great. This was a collaborative effort with Juanita Jennings. Some of the lodgers tax paid for this. And then the airport pitched in part of it as well. And so the Wrap Studio is the designer and the installer of that, but it really turned out great.
Yeah, it did. All right, let's move on to any comments, commissioners. Move on to 14. Yes.
We had a meeting to discuss what we were going to do. The state needed a little bit more information on what we were planning to do with the $2 million that was allocated for terminal expansion. So $2 million is not going to take a whole lot, but we decided that it was better to try to design the baggage claim area, maybe expand that if we can. Restrooms over in that area, have those. Then I had talked to Avis. Avis really doesn't need that office space there, so we can actually expand our baggage claim, take that down, open up for a bigger conveyor belt. So that is what we're intending to do, and we're trying to enhance our passenger experience.
Please put a belt.
We're hoping. I know way back in yeah. So we're hoping that maybe we can do that. We're looking at options. and that was defeated by removing that one little office to give us another.
In the bathroom?
And,
That's the same with the office and bathroom on? No, right there.
well, the bathroom is after, once you go past the first set of sliding doors.
Yeah.
But they are in that shape. Funds would be used,
Yeah.
rehab those, and make them modern.
Could you expand the baggage area out towards the?
They go as far as the sliding doors.
Great.
That's what we intend to do with that.
Okay, thank you. That's good. Good news. Questions? On 15 update on vacant property sales?
Our list has grown by one property. 733 has become vacant. So that is over, we have the three buildings that are just like each other, 732, 33, and 34. So 733 did become vacant as of the 1st of this month. I have somebody expressed interest, so I have an appointment already to show it. But we're just doing that changeover of making sure the property is clean before we take the new prospective tenant in. So I don't anticipate that one will stay vacant very long.
Okay, comments, questions? Okay. Sorry.
This is just a quick lease summary report. I give this to you every month. I'm just letting you know what's coming up, where we're at. We were able to move. Most of our leases are in active status at this point. When we started this project, probably mid-fall of last year, there were over 20 lease parcels that were not in a lease, and we're now down to 7. So we're working really hard to get these negotiated. So I have one remaining in negotiations. My vacation got a little bit in the way of us getting the timeline to get it into you all today, but it will be in front of you next month. So that's for Aero Design Services. They're just a renewal, they're annual, and so we're just finalizing their footprint. They've grown a little bit, and I want to make sure we capture the areas that they need adequately. There'll be 3 more coming as well that I'll be moving to present for next month since they're 60 days out, and then 90 days out. It'll be a few months before those are in front of you, but that's where we are. Regarding our lease summary, I think that the negotiation process has worked out well. The majority of them I prefer to do face-to-face, and they come and actually sit with Jennifer and I instead of just me, or just over the phone unless they can't come in. But we have worked really hard to move them to being a table discussion versus email and phone.
Thank you for doing that. I think I was expecting. Yeah. Thank you. Anything else?
Nope.
We're going to move on to action items, which is the strategic plan RFP. Jennifer?
So yes, we advertised RFP 23-09 the second time. In doing so, we received 3 proposals. On May 25th, the evaluation committee met on days later and reviewed and recommended that we qualify and award the contract to Meeting 10 of Wisconsin, of Middleton, Wisconsin. This item will be going to the legal committee on June 22nd, approval, and then on. The financial consideration I've listed here is $300,000. It came in less than that, but we were trying to figure out who's been funded. We figured general fund was been funded. They didn't put in their budget, not in our budget, but our budget will be covered if it's funded. So that's a matter of just getting the finance director and getting that.
That will go to the comments.
No. going to do, yeah.
Okay, comments, commissioners, strategic plan, proposal. Okay, hearing none. I would entertain a motion. Recommend this go to. Full. So moved. Second. Rich. That's right. Sorry. We're looking at your, okay, did the folks that reviewed this, the RFP, I think it's what?
Great.
So we have a motion and a second. To people community, we have further discussion or comments. Okay, hearing none, all in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign. Hearing none, it's approved with the legal. Thank you for all the work on that.
Who made that motion? The first.
Yes, ma'am.
Matt, thank you.
Thanks, bye.
Thank you.
And, yeah, Dr. Palestine from just for clarification, Don, we, for the package of it, and they didn't actually choose, like, that's their thing that they wanted. I was our procurement, and they keep up with the model selection based upon their model process. Okay, moving on to item 17. Consider recommending Cabot Aerospace Fleet's renewal request for land park 8 acres with Paradigm Ave.
Okay, so this is to consider recommending Kavu Aerospace to enter a lease for a land parcel 8 acres with the teardown pad located out of the dismantling area of the Roswell Air Center. Kavu Aerospace is requesting a lease renewal for land parcel of 8 acres. This is for their dismantling and scrapping aircraft services. The lease term is for 5 years, beginning February 1, 2019 and ending January 31, 2024. So that seems odd because it's backwards. But this was a renewal that kind of got stuck in a moratorium. And so we reflected it back to what the original lease assignment stated, when that date would start. And then this is one of two. So they'll have that option again of a 5-year renewal request in 2024 to go ahead and move forward. So this is one, like I said, one of those that got that stuck in a moratorium without decisions being made quite some time ago that I inherited. So this is available in their ATS lease assignment. The lease renewal increased with an annual rent of $49,611.84, due in 12 monthly installments of $4,134.32. It comes out to about 14 cents a square foot.
So that's the ATS pad.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Only got that.
The pad and the acreage around it.
Right, but not the one on the other side.
Correct. That's the next spring one.
Oh, okay.
This is one. Yeah, so in fact, I believe Mr. Hancock is online. If Mr. Hancock, do you have anything you would like to add?
No, I just needed to go back and review the CPI or the increase in the square footage.
Perfect.
Because we had originally talked about moving the land parcel over around to the front, and I wasn't, and so I'm just want to make sure that you and I are on the same page of what our thoughts were, because I originally thought we were moving the acreage around to the front side of it after I left your office, and so I just need to maybe have a discussion about that.
Okay, so we're looking at just not necessarily changing anything other than just the location of the premises.
Yeah, well, the size of the acreage, right? We were going down to 5 acres. When I left your office, we were going down to 5 acres of it. We were moving that around to the front side of it, or you were going to put together I don't know how many acres. We didn't know how many acres were right in front of that. that we could squeeze in there. And so we were going to kind of look at that.
I do, and I don't actually. I don't have that because it would have been a straight renewal. So if we're going to make changes to it, then probably we'll need to bring it back to you.
5 versus 8 acres, is what he's saying.
Yeah, he's wanting to move his acreage around.
That was our original discussion, and I didn't know that we weren't going to be able to do that. And if not, then I mean that's fine. Let's just I just want to go back and review the what the rate increase was going to be.
Okay, yeah, I think it's not really an increase. It's just straight through. We just continue on as we are. It doesn't. There won't be any increase for you, but without if you want to make changes to reduce the acreage, then there would obviously be somewhat of a decrease. But that would put us back to negotiations.
Right. Well, I've been trying to negotiate it for 3 years now. So what's another month?
Well, yeah, I apologize. I thought we were just trying to get the renewal done. So if I misunderstood you.
Well, I mean, yeah, no, I don't think there's a misunderstanding. I think it was, well, when I left, I kind of thought we were going to try to move that property around to the front and then and get rid of the property that was in the back side of it because it's unusable. There's no hardening out there. You can't park an aircraft out there as far as I'm concerned, or as far as I know. We haven't tried it because it's kind of soft out there. So last I remembered, we were going to try to move that around.
If you'd like, we can go ahead. If we maintain the acreage the same, then all I will need to do is amend the premises, which is where that, and there would be no increase. It just would continue on the way that it is. We would just change the square, basically, of where your footprint is.
Okay.
So that would be a renewal, and then I'd be bringing an amendment through. So the renewal could go through, and then I'd need to amend the lease.
So we try, I understand, so we're still talking 8 acres.
Yeah.
And Mr. Hancock, you're good with the 8 acres?
Well, I don't know how much room will fit around the front. We basically utilize one where the pad is. The other 7 is unusable, and so I was, trying to get it to a usable acreage because the other 7 acres where it is, as far as I know, or you can't do anything with it and unless you bring some hardener in. I'm not sure if it can be done.
You're talking about coming.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I don't think you can put much out there without a lot of equipment.
So, Mr. Hancock, are you amendable to us creating the renewal and then next month coming back with an amendment to the premises so that we can at least get you in an active lease?
Well, yeah, but I think my current square foot average there is 11 cents and not 14.
I'll move to table.
Okay.
Take it to the next meeting.
Yeah, until it comes back, there's an agreement between the parties.
Okay. Motion to table to the next meeting. Second. Thank you much. Any other questions or comments, commissioners? So it was John that made the motion?
Yes.
Okay, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Okay, it's tabled to the next meeting. So Jennifer, bring that back
Sure.
to the corrections please.
Yes.
To the commissioner. Okay, let's move on to 18, please.
Okay, this is a consideration of recommending Cabo Aero 83 and an AOA land parcel of 5,000 square feet. This is just a straight contract renewal, and Mr. Hancock has agreed to go ahead and have, this is one of 2 renewals tied to the steward assignment of leases. for a 5-year term, and then they'll have that additional 5-year term available to them. This renewal should have been done in June or July of 2022, so we're taking it back to start date of July 1, 2022, where it will then expire on June 30th of 2027. There's no slide. So there were no changes, nothing to this. This was just accepting the request for renewal. Is that correct, Mr. Hancock?
Yes, that is correct.
That's 1083 building 1080.
No, this is building 1140, 83, and the land parcel. So that's the other crunch pad.
What building is it?
The Quonset hut.
Oh, out there at the crunch pad. Oh. Gotcha.
1140.
Yeah, it wasn't listed.
Just the renewal. I didn't have the abstract done for you, sir.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Brian and we finalized just the renewal agreements on Friday. So.
Okay. That's still the other crunch pad.
Correct.
I can't discern 1140 and
1083 is an actual lease. It's not a renewal. That's a brand new lease that they're entering into. It was in a lease assignment is now coming into them.
Actually, okay,
Yeah.
but they still have it.
Yeah.
So there's two taboo
Renewals.
Is that what we're talking about? Are these?
Yeah. The first one you tabled, item 18 is the second page of the renewal.
We have two, one, two.
Correct. They're both, the first one you tabled. The first renewal you tabled.
For the ATS path. Then it's the other path that we're talking about.
Yeah.
Show me where 1140 is in the packet. It's not on. Okay.
It's just a renewal document of them requesting to renew an existing lease. I didn't give you all of the backup documentation for that because it's just a straight renewal for them exercising a right to renew an existing lease.
If they're just exercising renewal, there's no change.
Correct.
I so moved. I second. Comments, concerns, questions, commissioners? Okay, hearing none, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed, same sign. Hearing none, okay, 18 is approved. For lease bills for building 1140. Number 19, consider recommending Cavalier State in the lease agreement for building 72, 1083 Alpha, and a land parcel.
Okay. So this was in a lease assignment where it has expired, so we're moving them into their own lease from the assignments. So we're taking, they're asking for a building 1083 consisting of 14,000 square feet more or less, and an area of land consisting of 11,385 square feet. That area of land is across from Hangar 84. They have a training building on that parcel of land. It's a concrete slab. They currently have been paying for that. They just has not been in a lease. That lease had expired under Stewart. It was never assigned to anybody. So they have been current and they have been paying, but we needed to actually put the land parcel down on paper and attach to a lease. Mm-hmm. So we went ahead and added 1083A and then the land parcel for 11,385 square feet. The rent the tenant agrees to pay is $31,500 payable in 12 monthly installments of $2,625 for building 1083A, and then $3,256.44 payable in 12 payments of $271.37 for the land use as well for the first year. And then because this is a 5-year term, we went ahead and added the language of 3% or CPI, whichever is greater, as their accelerator. The premises is listed on Exhibit A, so you'll be able to see what the properties are. 1083 is we removed 72. 72 is on the agenda. We removed 72 from this lease because we had not come to an agreed price yet, and so Mr. Hancock and I agreed to take it off of this lease agreement and move forward with a separate document for that.
So this is just for 1083 and the 11,000 square feet on the, where they're
Training mod.
Training.
Yep.
Okay.
Ten 1083 is $225 per square foot.
looking at the 11,000.
It's about 28 cents, between 25 and 28.
Mr. Hancock, any questions, concerns, comments on your part?
No, I couldn't hear a lot of the stuff in there in the background, but I believe the 1083A, Jenna, did you say that was 31.5 annum, and then the land was 3,256.44 annum?
Yes, sir.
Okay, yeah. No questions there.
We have a motion for approval. We have a second.
I'll second it.
Questions, comments, concerns, read ideas? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed, same sign. Hearing none, approved. 1083 Alpha and 1 Alpha. Moving on to commission comments for future agenda items. Commissioner. Commissioner Steele? Yeah, I'm good. You want to make mention that, June 20, Stephen Hunt is due for a terminal evaluation, and, see the result of that, and maybe we have that to help us. For discussion, not action item. Anything else? Any reports happening from, members, council, the mayor? No, I'm just gonna get that. Yes. Great. Yeah,
Excuse me, Mr. Chair. Are we able to set a time where we can get our next agenda ready? So after the meeting, if you can take a moment and we'll set, I think you're in next month as well. So it's difficult when we establish the agenda a week before the meeting.
I get it.
So if we can do it a little bit sooner, that helps me a little bit.
Give me a call, I might be available.
Perfect.
And just give you all of them together after. Ready? You have none? Charlie?
I just want to make sure the taxiway's not gonna hold us, but.
Yeah, so let's talk about it real quick. The taxiway, we talked about this.
Yeah, that is, we're waiting to hear back from the transportation on funding that,
I remember the discussion we had before that they were able to use that taxway, not 139.
it will have to be, it's closed right now, so we would have to do some work to it. We still need to stripe it and probably resurface it. But it will be, it will be a private taxiway.
Can they utilize it now?
No.
They can't utilize it at all, so we can't move forward on. What's changed?
Nothing's changed.
I thought we could use it, but they could.
No.
Did I misunderstand something, or?
I understand that it was open, of course. We just need to make sure the lease doesn't start before we can use the taxi.
Okay. When will we have something from?
We're hoping to get, within 2 weeks. Last Friday was their deadline for the, project. And within 2 weeks, we'll start allocating.
So are you reviewing the project list, or ranking and tracking all the projects at the aviation division this week? And then hopefully, like Jennifer said, next week, they start. Now, that's what we're going to do. So we need to consider our Jennifer.
Sure.
Consider it. Concerns, impacts, Charlie, you want to talk about anything else?
I mean, I don't know if that'll hold us or the gate. Hold us at least.
I should get named on the list, of where you need to get him going, and then I will, I'll go to the, Department of Transportation Highway Engineer here and get him forward our list, to him, to their aviation division and we're going inside the box and we're not causing problems. If you could, you write me a letter saying that that would be helpful.
You bet.
If you can do that right away.
Yeah.
What do you need? You need a gate and a.
Now, the gates, the security gate that's on the back side. And then,
We're still waiting for the cost on that, put it on there. But,
Well,
look at
you can advocate too.
yeah.
No reason.
I'll add it.
Yeah.
It's trying to,
Is the gate in your list?
no. And that was in,
Yeah, Chad.
So if all you need from the highway department is that one thing.
Yeah.
And you figure out where his gate, I'll get you.
we got the gate.
Okay, well then it just needs, all we're getting from them is, we just have to ask for one thing, it's better than asking for two. That's all I'm saying.
The gate's already installed, it just has to be placed on the security system so it can be accessed by the badging. From my understanding, it's 2 contractors that have to do that. And it was already funded, there was about a 6-week wait time. And I'll get you a letter
On that, so,
for the taxiway.
and you might, give me one or something. Maybe you write this together, you both on it, and I can forward to them. And that would be a vital safety concern for people up here, fly out of town, spend $65,000 every. So,
But that's
We talked about it.
tomorrow, he's having to take out a water tower or something.
He's working pretty fast on that.
It'll be down today.
Yeah, they got it. Oh, really? It's almost all. Wow. Really? Okay. He's taking them to the old one, not the new one. Right. Oh, it's the wrong one. I'm not an engineer. do we have anyone online? Public comments, questions? Please. Nope. Okay. Commissioners. Thank you. Okay. Thank you, everyone. Meeting adjourned. Thank you.
Hey, can you make a motion to, do you need a motion after adjourn?
So moved. Seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
3:17. Hey, Brian, I'll give you a shout, in the next days. We'll get this ironed out.